Hello everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jason, and whether or not my camera is straight, we are here for a Division A match here between Dread Pirates and Nightwood. I'm going to let these guys know that I am ready to go for the stream. It looks like these guys are all set up in lobby and ready to go for round one, Volskaya Foundry. This is going to be our first map here. These guys, very professional, right on time. They are good to go. And we're ready to bring this to you live here in week 6 of the NGS season. And in we go to game number 1. They're going to send us right into draft for Volskaya. It's currently Dread Pirates 7-3, Nightwood 5-9. So Nightwood looking to turn things around here in the back half of the division. I'm going to take a quick look at the divisional standings, see where these teams are placed. So we've got Dread Pirates in 6th place, Nightwood in 9th. So pretty important match here for Dread Pirates. Division A, definitely the toughest division to make the playoffs in, as it is the largest division that does not have a bi-coastal split, and the largest division, I believe, overall here in NGS. So in a world where every division, the top 8 makes it, 13 teams is actually kind of a hindrance for those playoff spots. So every point counts. This is going to be a best of 3 series, and of course, you get a win. You get a point for each win you get, unless you sweep the entire series, go 2-0, get that dominance. You'll get all 3 points, and the enemy team will have, of course, the 0. So right away, coming out with the bans, we see Varian banned out from Nightwood. And over on the side of Dread Pirates, team captain Real Uni throwing out the Abathur and Maiev bans to start off. Thrall and Anna going to be the first pickups here. So the Anna, not very surprising. It's just been a terror in the Nexus recently, especially with Eye of Horus now being legal after the glitches have been fixed. And we got some bits coming in. Slexia, thank you very much for those 69 bits. Appreciate the support. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. And she's gonna, Slexia gonna throw out the 1 bit just to try and one-up that weenus. We are gonna see. Also, go Nightwood. Alright, well, there we go. Slexia pulling for Nightwood. Meanwhile, they're going to pick up the Kael'thas and the Leoric, so pretty good bat for Kael'thas overall. He's got quite a lot of damage that he can add in the sustain department in terms of trying to fight over these control points. Phoenix going to be banned out from Dread Pirates. I was about to say the Phoenix could actually fit very well with either of these comps. That Savo pairing very well with Thrall's Earthquake or Diablo's Lightning Breath for that extra slow ability.
This realm needs me.
But Dread Pirates obviously wanting to go in a different direction, so they're just going to make sure that Nightwood can't have it. Go Legacy specifically. All right. We've got a Legacy fan. So Legacy looks like he's going to be playing Leoric, and I like the strong front line from Nightwood. Going to really allow Kael'thas to have a little bit of room to operate. But Delurker on the other side has gone with Muradin, so between Muradin and Thrall, they have some pretty good dive potential. Li Ming can also kind of act as that dive hero with the Calamity build. Just the timing is a little sensitive. Yawners, I'm so sick and tired of these teams seeing Real Uni on the other side of the draft and not first banning Anna. I love that. And Hollis just gonna repost. I like it. The trolling is real here. Oh no, wait, that was a repost of Ember. Man, they got me. They got me. Feels bad. Anyway, Alarak and Brightwing coming out for Nightwood, and Apirius gonna be the final pickup for Dread Pirates. So just a pretty monster front line from Dread Pirates. Both teams having, you know, kind of that triple front line with the back line Poke Mage. We'll have to see which one can really yield the advantage. I will say this much, though. Brightwing, kind of a different style of healing with the kind of light AoE healing over time, whereas Anna is just kind of beating the door down with those heals. Just tons and tons of healing overall. So I'm wondering if that might not kind of spell the story of some of these team fights and objectives. Hello, Queen's Consorts. Yeah, for sure. They're in the house, watching on very attentively to this Div A match. But I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and watching. Appreciate you guys stopping on by, checking out our nightcap here for the Nexus Gaming series. And it looks like we are going to load on into game number 1, Division A, Dread Pirates versus Nightwood. And on the left, we are going to eventually get into game. There we go. On the left, we're going to have Dread Pirates, the Real Uni, going to be playing the Ana. Bat Mary going to be on the Imperious. Slithering One is going to be on the Thrall. Sir Stiggles on the Liming. And Delurker going to be on Muradin. You know, on the right, Nightwood, we've got Legacy on the Leoric. Mr. Papercut going to be playing the Diablo. Dispatch going to be on the Kael'thas. Killisaur is going to be on, or Skillisaur, I should say. It's going to be on the Alarak. And Far From Puckin is going to be on the Brightwing. I do like Brightwing, one of my favorite heroes. Just figured I should let you all know. So I'm going to be a little bit biased in this matchup. Just don't get to see a whole lot of Brightwing, so it's nice to be able to see everyone's favorite Fairy Dragon come out. Delurker going to posture towards bot, but going to come up once they see the 5-stack here in mid. Meanwhile, already got Imperious down in the bot lane soaking. We'll be joined by Leoric, however. Taking a look at the level 1s. Pretty standard across the board from what I'm seeing. I would expect to see Hyper Shift on this map for the extra sustain. Globe talent coming in from Kael'thas, so we're not going to see any of the convection shenanigans going on. Li Ming going with the standard as well with the Power Hungry. Gonna be looking to get globes. This is a pretty good globe map. It's not too far in any lane to step out and grab a globe during the objective and be able to get that extra spell power, so I love that call. It doesn't reveal much either. It's, you know, you expect at this level to see a lot of Calamity build, but could be something different. Key Hots, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome, Key. One of our excellent analysts on the analyst squad. Want to say hello and give some hype for Key joining up. Meanwhile, down in the bot lane, things starting to go the way of Bat Mary a little bit. That percentage damage is nice. Legacy going to Wraith Walk away. He'll take his mop and come back another day, perhaps. I honestly didn't mean to make that rhyme. That just kind of came out that way. Either way, I see aggressive rotation into the support camp here. Dread Pirates seeing Nightwood kind of posture away a little bit. But instead, they get on it, and Mr. Papercut actually gets in there and steals the Bionic Emitter. Hello! What a cheeky play there from Nightwood. Too late to get the camp and the XP, but they'll take the spoils nonetheless. Stealing Dread Pirate's booty. Wow, we are going to see Nightwood on the rotation. They do have a bit of an advantage here in the wave clear game. And both these teams kind of posture. I like the posture here between Skillisaur and Delurker. Kind of trying to juke each other out as these cooldowns come out. Meanwhile, camps being picked up on both sides of the map. A little bit of an advantage for Dread Pirates. They rotated it to it a little bit earlier, so they're going to be the first ones to be able to hop on in and step on the point. Power Hungry activated, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Stiggles got that globe, so 20 seconds. Going to have that additional spell power. As the poking is about to begin, I'll go ahead and give you the overhead God mode view. The sleep comes out onto Dr. Papercut. Route to follow. He's getting poked down pretty low, but the biotic emitter is going to go down, trying to keep them nice and healthy. But we also have the turrets going down as well on each side. Delurker very low, going to have to step out. He's got a bit of an advantage there with the third wind, but also that level 1 talent, Devil's Due, I want to say. Mr. Papercut going to heal up from that well pretty quickly. And Dread Pirates going to go ahead and allow themselves to be zoned off the point here. They don't want to give up any early kills for it. Looking a little low. And they're going to have the opportunity to give up some of this percentage without it being too detrimental at this point. So they're going to go clear up top, kind of force Nightwood to choose whether they want to continue that focus on the point or if they want to clean up top lane. It looks like they are going to go ahead and get onto the cleanup project. That is going to leave a couple members in top, though, as Dread Pirates come in. And look at Legacy on the backside. Coming in from the opposite side. Actually taking quite a lot of harass because of that rotation. I'm going to put him at kind of low level, but Skillosaur is the one that gets poked out the most there. Slithering one doing a nice job zoning him away. He's going to have to get the teleport from Brightwing before he can go back in. Papercut getting low, but their bombs are being spread on the other side. It's actually Thrall that's going to end up falling first here. So 1-for-0 exchange for Nightwood to start this off. Big sleep coming in on the other side. Stun to follow onto Skillosaur. Mr. Papercut looking for the charge, but Delurker is able to avoid that angle. But huge bomb spreads, and just like that, Nightwood ends up with a 2-for-0 exchange. They'll be able to get the point back. And I don't think the Dread Pirates are going to have enough time to come in and contest here. Muradin just now coming back, and Imperius still in the Hall of Storms. And just like that, first Triglav Protector going to go over to the side of Nightwood. I'm going to be pushing in the mid lane. Pretty common play to see kind of the front wall focus by the Triglav Protector, and then that rotation up to top as you look to get an advantage where you know the next control point's going to be. Especially if you can get the front wall and the well here. That's kind of the maximum goal yield for the first Triglav Protector. And it looks like that is exactly what Nightwood's going for, but Dread Pirate's not going to give this up for free. Charge onto Slithering one, and again, the combo from Skillosaur trying to capitalize off of it. Root is going to just barely end up hitting the fence there instead of Slithering one. Beam zones him out, though, and there is the well. So, achievement grabbed there for Nightwood. Should have been some kind of ding when that well went down, but it's alright. We'll forgive Blizzard this time. Protector is going to fall, but now we got a 4v4 in the top. Wave is kind of pushing in, but for right now, Nightwood going to rotate away. They do have their level 10s coming in, though, so they're going to feel very confident to step up onto this support camp. Meanwhile, ultimates for Nightwood, it is going to be the Lightning Breath, Emerald Wind, Phoenix, and Counter Strike. With Leo still holding, we'll see if that ends up being March or Entomb. Still about half level until Dread Pirates are able to get their level 10s, so they're going to be pretty passive here. Not going to worry too much about what the members of Nightwood are doing. Where they might be rotating. Oh, wait a minute. Bat Mary might care. And charge onto the... And it is going to be Entomb coming out. They're going to go ahead and pop it as soon as they pick it there. And then the members of Dread Pirates getting their level 10s, looking to try and counter-engage, but not quite going to find what they're looking for there, as Imperius already falling. They're going to have to fall back to the fort. The level 10s are in for Dread Pirates. It's going to be Nano Boost, Avatar, Disintegrate, Earthquake, and the Angelic Armaments. Oh, Imperius. I'll get you down soon, I promise. And Delurker, doing what Delurkers do. I'm actually going to have a nice invade here on the camp. Heads up play by Dread Pirates. That's a pretty amazing rotation here. Nightwood going to be a little bit too slow to sense that one out. You can tell Alarak's spidey senses were tingling there as they began to rotate to check it. Aphrodite saying good luck to Legacy and Nightwood. So we've got a lot of Nightwood fans in the audience here today. They've got the early advantage here, but Dread Pirates impressing me with the macro play as they go into the mid game. They're doing a nice job of sharking around, getting some of these items. And they're keeping up that XP right around the same level it was before, but Lurker's got to look out here. Mr. Papercut just a hair early on the charge. Oh, but in the bottom lane, Legacy going down to Bat Mary. Again, that percentage damage that Imperius does is going to give him a natural advantage. Legacy does have kind of a counter to that with the Drain Hope, but I don't know. I feel like that skill shot is a little bit more difficult to take advantage of than all of the damage that Bat Mary brings with that trait. So it's a little bit more of a higher burden of execution for Legacy in that matchup. You do see the rotation to mid to clean up some of this. Bat Mary looking for the charge, and I love this call from Dread Pirates. No level 13, so instead they're going to allow Nightwood to be up in the top lane, getting that beginning charge when they really don't feel comfortable contesting it. Meanwhile, they're gonna get a little advantage in mid, take a little bit of that wall down, look to get the XP. Trickle should have them that level 13 very soon here, along with this wave pushing in top. So they'll have the 13s, and then they'll look to try and force. And again, love the call. They're gonna force by bringing Nightwood down here to fight over the support camp. They're even going to go ahead and drop one of their 3 turrets to kind of initiate this. And Mr. Papercut is going to charge in. We'll pop the Lightning Breath, and that's going to take down Sir Stiggles. And actually, it's going to end up having a turret on the floor there. And just a ton of damage coming out. Everyone hitting the R buttons on this point. Bat Mary's going to end up going down as well. Their Dispatch trying to get in to make something happen, but ends up falling. It's going to be only Legacy living over on the side of Nightwood from that exchange. Diablo is now back up, but now has no souls. So Dread Pirates taking advantage there of their item control. They do end up losing 2 in that exchange, so it's a 2 for 4. And part of that deal is Diablo's souls. Meanwhile, Slithering one isolated a little bit here. Oh, but the Entomb just a bit outside there onto Slithering one. And they might actually make Legacy pay for this. He gets low, has to Wraith walk away. I was a little nervous about that Chain Lightning. It was coming in after Legacy. Brightwing going to go ahead and TP onto Legacy, trying to bring him back up here. Charge is getting pretty up there for Dread Pirates. They jumped right onto that control point after winning the team fight over that biotic emitter. Worth noting they no longer have the bio emitter. All items were used in that last fight. This is just a straight up team fight. Massive orb coming in from Sir Stiggles. And that's kind of the game with that build right now on Li Ming. Diablo going to be the first to fall, but resets are coming in as the trades begin. And once again, it's going to be Dread Pirates getting the better of this team fight. A 1 for 3 exchange. They do get Anna over on the side of Nightwood, but once you start trading out those kills, you can see it right there on that kill counter. Triple kill for Li Ming. Full orb build coming out right now, and I fully expect this level 16 to be Arcane Orbit, and there it is. So now not only going to have the cooldown reduction when you get over half of the orb travel before the hero hit, and the bonus damage on the longer hero hits, but now a bigger, longer traveling orb here at 16. Going right to the glass cannon as well for that extra spell power. So Sir Stiggles just going to be just munching away at the health bars of Nightwood as they push in here onto this top keep with their Triglob. Skelesaur trying to get in there. Does actually hit a full combo onto Sir Stiggles, but not enough follow-up from everyone else. And there it is, another big chunk onto Legacy from that globe. You have the spear coming in onto Mr. Papercut. The route to follow. Emerald Wind is good, though, to zone the members of Dread Pirates away for now. And just like that, they're going to fall back to the keep and just look to defend here. Legacy actually doing a nice job of stepping up and popping those orbs from Sir Stiggles before they can get too much value. But Mr. Papercut's going to end up going down. Reset number 1. Legacy going to be reset number 2. Another globe coming in. 3. Can we make it 4? Maybe. Dispatch trying to get out, but not quite going to be able to. And, I don't know. It's a rough game to fight into here for Nightwood. Once the kills start falling, there it is. All 5 members, as we've got the domination coming in from Dread Pirates. They're going to end up being able to take down the keep, and they're actually going to look to go core here, running right out of the spawn. Legacy going to end up going down once again. Spawn with care, my friend. And Nano Boost even going to come down onto Sir Stiggles as they're trying to confirm the core. 63% right now. And we are going to see the Lightning Breath being popped on the backside, trying to keep the real Uni back. But actually, yeah, Uni's just kind of sitting there shooting. Doesn't really mind. Core's going down. And game number 1 is going to belong to the Dread Pirates. I was going to say R, matey, but that you know, kind of sounded a little too silly. Either way, we will bring up our match summary screen here, brought to you by the Nexus Gaming Series. Ooh. Not that. There we go. We got it. 16-4 on the kill counter. Dread Pirates just kind of riding the wave of that big turning point up in top lane. Again, you know, the good macro plays. It came right down to that level 13 play. They were patient. They got their 13. They forced Nightwood to fight them on that biotic emitter camp. And they were able to just kind of ride the wave from that team fight further and further. Li Ming falling a little bit out of the meta recently. She's not quite as strong, doesn't have quite as good a kill potential off of the Calamity right now with such a heavy tank meta. There's not as many vulnerable targets for the resets, but it just goes to show if you give her enough room to operate and enough time, eventually the team gets worn down. You get that first kill. Even if it's a trade, Li Ming trait is just going to give you those resets and give you tons and tons of value. And we saw it, you know, high damage numbers, high kill numbers from Sir Stiggles, and they were able to ride that kind of win more strategy all the way to a win here in game number 1. And it looks like these teams are already ready to go. They are going to be taking us to Tomb of the Spider Queen here for game number 2. So no break for this guy. This guy. We're going to go right on in. Now, Tomb of the Spider Queen, kind of a different beast. This is a map where you need solid wave clear, solid AoE wave clear. And apparently people are still tired of the real Uni just automatically getting Ana. We'll see if that happens again here in game number 2. But either way, I gotta say for the record, I just noticed this for the first time. I currently have 69 loot boxes. You know, just figured I'd share. Looks like we are waiting on Nightwood to give us the go-ahead here. Hopefully coming soon. Oh no, I'm all out of water. Feels bad, man. That's okay. I think we'll live, fam. Alright, well, it might just be a break for a few seconds, but while these teams go ahead and set up, I'm going to take us to a quick break. We will be right back. It was just for a second. See, that was my strategy all along, is I wanted them to be ready. And I knew the moment I took us to break, they'd be ready, so I figured I'd help you guys, you know, kind of move everything along here. So, game number 2 here. Dread Pirates looking to take this in a sweep. Nightwood electing for the map pick and taking Tomb of the Spider Queen. So, Dread Pirates will have first pick, first ban. The question is, on everybody's mind, obviously, is will Nightwood ban out the Anna? Or, as it's become affectionately known by many people in the Heroes community, Banana. Ember, how much do we need to donate to get on the wall? That's a very good question. I haven't had anybody subscribe or donate anything in a very long time. So I honestly haven't thought about it much. You know, a subscription would do it. I'd get you on the wall probably in the next couple days. But yeah, it's just anybody that gives me any kind of substantial support that's not, you know, like 69 bits. No offense to the 69 bits. I like those too. But yeah, it's like a subscription or just small donation, whatever works. I just kind of do that for anybody who's supporting the stream, which I appreciate very much. Anybody who, you know, wants to let me know how much they're loving watching the streaming. Either way, we are going to see Maiev and the Garrosh band out first. Zeratul from Nightwood. And no, they're going to let the Anna through once again. So Diablo going to be the ban out. And actually, Slithering one going to go with the Sylvanas to start things off here. So, pretty interesting. We've seen a lot more Sylvanas play recently. Her rework has kind of brought her into an interesting place in the meta. There's a few different theories on how to play her out there right now. The common one being that Shadow Dagger build, but we've seen some other things. And it looks like Skillosaur is going to go ahead and steal the Ana. So Nightwood not gonna continue to let that through after Dread Pirates refusing to first pick it. All the spam. Feels good, man. Hey, you know, I'm just happy you guys are chatting. To be honest. Asmodan and Malfurion coming out. So right now we've got Wailing Arrow, Globe of Annihilation, and the Root from Malfurion. So we've got, and possibly the Twilight Dream. So I've just got kind of circles of death coming out right now from Dread Pirates. I like that. I like it when there's a theme, you know? Speaking of circles, no condemns this game. Nightwood going to go ahead and take Johanna out of the picture. Johanna, of course, one of the best tanks for enabling the Asmodan stacking, so I really like that ban. The variant is interesting, of course, from Nightwood. Can still go either way, whether they want it as a main tank or as a bruiser. Stitches is going to come out, so we still don't really have an answer. Of course, Mr. Papercut probably going to be the main tank on the Stitches. We do see some offlane Stitches, but when you got a variant, it doesn't make much sense. And again, Dispatch going to go with the Kael'thas. Massive wave clear hero there. And of course, Asmodan's got pretty good wave clear.
I'm getting stir crazy here. Please tell me we're going in.
Hey, Ember with the subscription. Thank you very much. Ember's going in. And yeah, we'll get you up on the wall. No problem at all. Thank you very much for the support. I do appreciate it. And Arthas and Blaze. Fire and Ice coming out here for the final picks for Dread Pirates. And gifted it to Hollis, of all people. So there you go. Gonna give it over to the teammates. I like it. So we are going to see Dahaka coming out as the final pick. So triple tank frontline for Nightwood. Again, trying to give Kael'thas that room to operate. And so we will see kind of that double front line coming out from Dread Pirates. So they're gonna have a little bit more damage, a little bit more spread there. When you got Sylvanas as kind of your main AA damage enabler, you kind of want to fight front to back on the team fights, whereas Stitches and Dahaka are both going to look to isolate heroes over on the side of Nightwood. So we'll have to see which one can kind of find their team fight style as they go back and forth here. Moneybags, got to do something with that cash. Well, you know, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. All the support. Ain't nobody got money for a scouting report, Zeus. You know better. On the left, we are going to see Dread Pirates walking on in on the blue side. The Real Uni going to be playing the Malfurion. Delurker on the Arthas. Bat Mary on the Blaze. Slithering One is going to be on the Sylvanas. And Sir Stiggle is going to be on the Azmodan. On the right, Nightwood. We're going to see Far from Pumpkin on the Varian. Mr. Papercut going to be playing the Stitches. Legacy is going to be playing the Dahaka. Skillosaur on the Kael'thas, Dispatch on the Kael'thas, and Skillsaur is going to be on the Anna. So a little bit of a switch around here. Meanwhile, instantly, we're going to see the drag into the hook, and Delurker getting very low, sub 200 health, but gonna make it out. The Real Uni having just enough healing to get his tank out of that situation. Wave clear advantage definitely going to go over to Nightwood, however. Give you guys a quick look at these talents. High King's Quest coming in from Varian, what you would expect from a DPS-oriented Varian. 20 stacks so far for Sir Stiggles. Getting the party started here with those globes. Well, down in the bottom lane, we're going to see Bat Mary on the Blaze versus Legacy on the Dahaka. So, be interested to see who can get the advantage in that back and forth. Mr. Papercut taking a little bit of harass there from Dread Pirates. It looks like Nightwood getting a little bit of an advantage here in the wave clear department and the rotation game, but they've got the Kael'thas, so they have quite a lot of wave clear there. Sir Stiggles on the Azmodan providing it on the other side for Dread Pirates. So they've both definitely got quite a bit of opportunities. For that wave clear. Big root coming out onto Mr. Papercut. And the body blocking coming in from Delurker as well. Beautifully done there. And that's going to be first blood going over to the Dread Pirates. Going to be looking to sweep this series. Get themselves 3 points. And try and get themselves a little bit better secured from that 6th place position in terms of making those playoffs. We'll check in down here with our solo laners as we get close to that level 4 mark. Bat Mary looking pretty healthy. Legacy's seen better days. Oh, but the huge duck there from Legacy, dodging that charge. Bat Mary very low on mana as they go back and forth here. Up in the top lane, Slithering One taking quite a bit of damage. Gonna have to back up. There's gonna be Colossus Smash for Varian here. Back and forth we go. Well, they're actually going to make a play on a Dispatch here. Delurker is able to get him into that Frost Aura, but ultimately they're not going to chase it all the way to the wall, so they're going to back up from there. 82, make it 86 stacks so far on the quest for Azmodan. And Far from Puckin, taking some damage. Is it puking? Either way. Gonna go back in with the Colossus Smash. I too like to live dangerously, Marion. Delurker gonna go ahead and see if he can't get the turn in. 15 already turned in for the side of Dread Pirates, so they'll make it 27. Bat Mary scoring, clearly scoring a turn in from earlier. And the rotation to bot, we're actually going to see the members of Dread Pirates looking to secure even more. Nightwood kind of watching the wrong turn-in location there. So we are going to see the first of these set of Web Weavers coming out here for Dread Pirates. Typically, the first set of Web Weavers, not the strongest, and especially at this level. 4-minute Web Weavers, you're kind of hoping for front walls, not so much for forts. But it definitely can help you in the push and try and help you in that, aid you in that race to 10. Especially if you can get a fort. And of course, Sylvanas does have a lot of extra pushing power with that black arrow. We see the front wall being completely shut down here in mid. And I like how they just put the pressure where Nightwood is not. Nightwood immediately rotating to the top, which is the priority lane. But if you can get the mid fort down, that's still a good grab. It still makes rotating a little bit more dangerous for Nightwood. And with the way the XP works now in that trickle, if you can get the mid fort, you can start to get a little bit of an extra XP advantage early. And they get a lot of damage down on that fort. They're not able to confirm it, but we may also just see Asmodan poking away at it with globes throughout the rest of the match. I guess we'll have to see. I think that is kind of where Sir Stiggles is looking here. Oh, but meanwhile up here, the hook comes out and Delurker getting just chunked on that wall. Sir Stiggles hits a big globe of annihilation on the other side, but Anna going to be able to heal that up fairly easily. Meanwhile, drag from Dahaka onto Slithering One, and even with the wave out, that's going to confirm a kill. That's a 2-for-0 exchange for Nightwood. It was overall pretty good defense. They lost, quite a lot in mid, but they are able to defend the fort. And now off the heels of that team fight, even on XP, and have their own set of Web Weavers coming out. Second set of Web Weavers often is almost an advantage, I find sometimes. Because you tend to expect to get a little bit more out of that set of Web Weavers. And they're getting close to level 10 here. They got a little less than a level to go. So they start confirming some of these structures. Might help them a little bit in that race. Web Weaver is also, of course, going to tribute to your ability to clear the waves and get the XP from the minions. Also doesn't hurt you in the team fighting department to have that big wave to fight under. And Dread Pirates coming in onto this top Web Weaver. They don't want to let anything happen here in the top lane. Front wall goes down. And hook onto Delurker with the follow-up of that Colossus smash, but he's going to be able to walk away. A little worse for wear, but level 10 is achieved by Nightwood. So they should be in a good position to goaltend and possibly even look for back-to-back turn-ins here. They have enough gems in their pockets. So heroics for Nightwood. We're going to see the Gorge. We already saw Colossus Smash, of course, from Varian. And we're going to see Nano Boost along with Phoenix and the Isolation. Meanwhile, now level 10's coming in for Dread Pirates as they pick up their camp over on the left side. It's going to be the Tranquility, Army of the Dead, Blackpool, Wailing Arrow, and Blaze still holding. You would expect Drop Bunker, but wouldn't be insane to see Combustion after Drop Bunker had that cooldown nerf. And seeing that come out occasionally. In a world where you're trying to hold people in for those big globes, Combustion can be a nice way to slow them down. Speaking of globes, 208 stacks now for Sir Stiggles. Has achieved the first part of that 2-part quest. Going to be looking for the 400 mark, though, before he reaches level 20, if he can get it. Hook only going to find the gate there for Nightwood. As they do have their second set of Web Weavers coming out here, but Dread Pirates are going to clear up mid pretty easily. Bat Mary doing a nice job cleaning up down in mid, and now both teams going to rotate to the top. This is a 4v5 situation, but the Web Weaver is being cleaned out fairly quickly by Dread Pirates. Meanwhile, we are going to see the Gorge coming out onto Sylvanas, but Delurker is in all kinds of trouble. Nightwood is on the chase, but Delurker getting the heals there from the real Uni, going to be able to stay alive for the moment. Sylvanas actually going to end up being the first to fall in the back there after that gorge. You know, Sir Stiggles kind of on the flank there on the bottom side of this. And so many members low from Nightwood. Sir Stiggles sidestepping that hook from Mr. Papercut. Whew. That was a lot of ults and a lot of back and forth there for just the one Sylvanas kill. But either way, both teams gonna come out of that right around that level 12 mark. Pretty close on XP right now, 3-1 on the kill count. Decent gem advantage right now for Dread Pirates, but that's just because they've only gotten one turn in so far to the 2 of Nightwood. I would say both teams just going to look to kind of reset here, clean up the lanes, and Mr. Papercut, again, looking for that hook. Can't quite find it. And Sir Stiggles has been slowly chipping away at that mid fort. One more globe ought to do it. Oh, and the big sleep grenade, sleep dart coming in from Skillosaur, going to interrupt. And the grenade coming in as the second interrupt. And now, has Mr. Papercut stayed too long? No, he's going to make it out. And see these teams go back and forth. And oh my goodness, Malfurion getting caught out there. Far from Puckin. Jumping right on top of that with that Colossus Smash. Sir Stiggles being hooked and gorged. In a lot of trouble here. He's going to go down. Drop Bunker, not quite able to save him there. I don't know if he was in range. It seemed like it was close. But far from Puckin actually now going in a little bit too far. So we're going to see the counter kill coming out here for Dread Pirates. And Delurker is in there, slowing everybody. Going to keep them locked into place here. Anna's going to fall. Mr. Papercut's going to go down. You thought Anna was slow when she was in her piercing stance, but no. Delurker going to set you guys straight on that one. It's a very nice response to the kill on Azmodan. They turn around and turn it into a 1-for-3 with a turn-in. And now we're going to see up in the top lane, Dread Pirates going to look to maybe start to push this lane out for their incoming Webweaver. Legacy actually getting kind of low. Root hit on a Dispatch on the backside. Going to force him to pop his shield. So that's going to be a little bit of a cooldown there for Kalthos. It's not going to be available. Bat Mary charging in, going to pop the trait. And it is actually combustion, by the way. We didn't mention that from earlier, but there it is. Mr. Papercut taking a bit of damage. I like the change up there on the. I haven't seen a whole lot of that laser talent. I've seen it coming out a little bit lately, but interesting change up there for Sir Stiggles. Actually, don't know if that's standard, but either way, triple root coming out from Delurker. They are just going right past this fort. We're gonna get 2 down here at the very least. Looks like. I'm going to find Mr. Papercut. I thought it might be Legacy, but he was able to waddle his way on out of there. But either way, front wall is going to be under a ton of pressure on this top keep. Meanwhile, in the other lanes, Webweavers just chipping away at these other structures. While Dread Pirates are up here in the top, Slithering One eating some of that Phoenix. But they are going to be looking at the keep. We do have the Black Arrow to shut it down. Meanwhile, mid-keep falls, and Dread Pirates are pushing in strong here. And now also have that level 16 talent tier, so advantage after advantage piling up right now for Dread Pirates. Get to the bunker! I love it. Alright, so we are going to see camp picked up for Dread Pirates over here. Both teams going to just go ahead and back up and trade out. It's a good move for Nightwood. They definitely want to clean up some of these lanes, try and alleviate some of the pressure. They have enough for turn-in, but without 16, we're not going to see them make a play on that, I don't believe. Legacy's going to go ahead and act as the living ward, and the real Uni stepping up kind of close. I think Legacy wanted to go in for the tongue there, but so many members of Dread Pirates around. And just barely dodging the root there, using that race car build. I'm going to go ahead and make his way on out through the bot side there. Level 16 now in, though, for Nightwood. They can look to take a fight if they want to. Definitely want to get rid of the spell shield first, though. Globe's starting to hurt a little bit. I would say there's a pretty good chance that Sir Stiggles is going to get those last 21 that you're looking for on the Globe quest. They're there to make that 9 more in the next 3 levels before they get to that level 20 talent. Meanwhile, it looks like the posturing is going to be over the top turn-in here. Dread Pirates not having quite enough for a turn-in just yet. Nightwood can, but they're going to have to force Dread Pirates back here first. I'm going to have multiple turn-ins come in from Nightwood. Far from Puckin. Out in no man's land here. He's going to end up going down. Bunker does go down, but Arthas ends up falling before he can get into it. Wailing Arrow going to land there on to Dispatch. Nice zoning there, though, from Skillosaur with that Sleep Dart. Going to be able to get everybody else out. And it's a 1-for-1 exchange. Actually not too bad for Nightwood. Definitely could have been a lot worse. Top lane going to kind of clean itself out there. But starting to see a little bit of a build-up here in bot lane. They're going to want to answer to that for sure. Can probably do it with just 1 Q from Kael'thas, though. He does have the double Flame Strike. So a little bit of damage going to come in to that bottom keep. Meanwhile, Dread Pirates seeing the members of Nightwood all the way in the bottom right part of the map. Going to go ahead and start boss here. I like this call. At the very least, they're forcing Nightwood to rotate and answer. It's always nice to be able to manipulate your opponent, but it looks like right now Nightwood has not sniffed this out yet, or if they have, they just don't care. They're going to go ahead and get themselves a turn-in response, which should be enough to de-push the lanes and prevent the game from ending right here with this boss push. But ultimately, we're just going to have to see. They do have to defend this properly, and looks like we're going to see backs from Stitches at the very least. Far from Puckin. They'll start the damage onto the boss. They're going to need a heck of a lot more, though, if they hope to stop this before it takes down the core. Webweaver comes out and is just instantly annihilated there by the members of the Dread Pirates. Boss about half health now as it starts chunking the shields a little bit. But big Globe coming in onto Puckin. Bat Mary charging in, trying to find the stun, not quite finding it there. Sir Stiggles kind of low, going to back up, but the core is falling and there's too much pressure and siege, and Dread Pirates are going to win game number 2 and take the series here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. All right. Very clean series from the Dread Pirates. They were coming in with a bit of an advantage, I think, in the standings, so not too surprised to see this result. But I really feel like Nightwood put up a pretty good fight in these matchups. We saw a lot of good moments from them. A lot of signs of life moments from Nightwood. So overall, I feel like it was a fairly evenly matched set. Just a little bit more advantage taken from the Dread Pirates when they did win and you know, kind of get those advantages together. But we'll give you guys a quick look at these talents, and we'll go ahead and reach out to the team captain here for Dread Pirates and see if we can get him in for an interview. Everybody's favorite part of the cast, right, is the interview. That's what I've been told. I want to thank Ember once again for that gifted subscription to Hollis. Appreciate it. I'm going to write it down. We're going to see if we can get you up on the wall of J supporters. Let's see. All right, so we'll see if the real Uni wants to come on in and do a little interview. Overall, pretty standard builds across the board. Slithering one going with that Shadow Dagger build that we've seen be so popular throughout the series. Ryokai actually releasing a very interesting guide on Sylvanas that has a bit of a different build. But
Hey, it's you! I'm getting stir crazy here.
And Yonner's also with the subscription. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the support. That's Twitch Prime sub.
Hey, it's you! I'm getting stir crazy here.
And Hollis with the subscription too. You guys just all want to be up on the wall, right? Well, you know, we'll put you up on the wall. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, I guess they're sending their DPS mate. Okay. We can do that. Oh no! The Discord. The Discord is frozen. That's okay, it'll come back. Once it's good and ready, it will come back. So I'm guessing that's going to probably be Dispatch that we're going to get. Alright, I'll actually just call Slithering one. That'll work out.
Hello.
Hello. Alright, so I am joined by Slithering one, DPS main here for the Dread Pirates. How are you doing after that win?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little sick today, so I apologize if I sound a little funny.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going around right now, but we're making it out of the winter months, so hopefully all that stuff's going to get a little bit better. But overall, you guys had a pretty great set. Tell me a little bit about a background about your team and how you guys have been looking so far this season.
Oh, well, so far we've been doing all right. We've been kind of sticking to our normal guns. We're not venturing too far into funny comps yet, so apologies if any heroes seem a little boring at the moment. We're kind of looking forward to the season. Everything about it should be going all right, but win or lose, as long as we have fun, we're going to be happy.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing with most teams in NGS, so good to hear that you guys are focusing on that as well. So looking at game number 1, you guys are on Volskaya Foundry. Kind of go with that triple front line with that big Leeming Orb style. Is that kind of the style you guys like to play? Tell me a little bit about your draft and how you guys felt about that for game 1.
Yeah, so for that one, it's mostly I've just been playing Thrall so much that our drafter just puts me on Thrall almost 100% on that map. And the Leeming's a very good follow-up to that. Thrall getting into the back line, the side laning, front line. It's just a very hard thing to move on to a point and aggressively say, you know what, we're going to stand against this wall while being cannoned from across the map. It's just a very difficult thing to run into, and so far it's been greatly successful for us.
Yeah, and you guys also had very good macro play in general there, waiting for the 13, patiently waiting to pick your fight, And then tell me a little bit about the comms as you guys forced them into that fight onto the support camp, and how that turned out for you guys.
Are you talking about the fight that lasted an hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Well, we don't know what really happened there. We were just on the fight. Everyone's yelling that someone's on me, and of course everyone was on everyone, so it was just a big old cluster mess. But during the fight, just no one started to die, and that's where the power of our comp really shows. Is our heroes just kept staying alive, honor grenades going in, the Qs piercing everybody, Thrall's self-heal. Everything just made the fight last so long that I just think the other team just kind of ran out of mana on their healer, and then their health bars eventually started to fall.
Well, there you go. And so moving on to game number 2, the Sylvanas coming out here as your pick for game number 2. Tell me a little bit about Sylvanas and where you think her place in the meta is right now.
Well, if people haven't picked it up yet, of Sylvanas, any team that has played us probably knows the power of Sylvanas now. I've been trying to hide her for a bit. Ever since her rework, I've heard things like, oh, she's not good, her rework made her worse, and I just kind of latched onto her and played her a little bit, and I honestly think she's probably the number 1 range DPS in the meta right now, would be my opinion on her.
Well, there you go. I agree. I think she's very strong. I think that she's kind of the best of a lot of different worlds, and she brings a lot of utility as well, so it's very nice to see.
Wave clear is top-notch.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on what build you go. So is that whether or not the wave clear is good, but some maps you need it, some maps you don't. So it's nice to have a hero that's versatile like that. But you guys also paired that with the Asmodan. So you got a little bit of mage AoE, a little bit of Sylve. How do you guys feel like that comp came together, and how effectively do you guys feel like you utilized it in that game?
We think it went all right. The Asmodan definitely felt weaker than, say, maybe a Jaina or a Kalthas might have been able to bring more of the idea to the table. But we wanted to try the Asmodan, see if he would fit into the role decently. His wave clear definitely made it really easy to keep the waves pushed out constantly. We got hit by, I think, back-to-back spiders, and no fort still went down just because the waves were so far forward. But in the terms of, did it pair well with the Sylvanas or anything? Maybe, maybe not. We still have a few more kinks to work out of that.
Yeah, but you can always try stuff out and figure out what feels good and what might need a little bit of work. So,
exactly.
Yeah, congratulations again on the win. But before we let you go, are there any shout-outs you'd like to make?
Just a shout-out to both teams, both mine and the opponents. Everyone were very well-mannered. It was a very well-played game, and everyone should be very proud of how they played.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in. I appreciate your time coming in for the interview, and congratulations on the win. Have a good night, man.
Thank you very much. You have a good one, too.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you very much for the subscriptions. The support that you guys give is excellent. I appreciate being able to put on these matches for you guys, and the casting has just been so quality. One thing I do want to make sure I do, though, is shout out the Patreon, and thanks to Weenus for this tool to help me with that. So if you guys haven't checked out the Patreon yet, it's very neat, all of the different tiers and rewards that they have there. Go check it out. I know, me personally, I love getting the player cards. I'm going to be looking forward to my Season 6 player card, win, lose, or draw. So go check that out on the NGS Patreon. See if there's anything that you guys are interested in contributing and trying to get back. I know it helps run the league. It helps with the resources to run the league and all that good stuff. So check that out over there. I also want to shout out the YouTube channel. We've been working on that, so go check it out at youtube.com/c/Nexus Gaming Series, or you can just Google NGS YouTube and it'll just come up. Well, maybe not NGS, but Nexus Gaming Series at the very least. So check that out and see all the different archives and the new shows we got going on, like Nexus Edge we've been putting out every week, which has been quite a lot of fun. And I think that's about it for me, guys. If you want to see more Heroes of the Storm action, don't forget to hit that follow button up in the top corner there. come on back for the next match. We got another one coming up tomorrow night, and I'm casting quite a few games throughout the week, and replay casting on occasion too. So come on back, check it out, and until then, for the Nexus Gaming Series, I am Jayzon. I will see you guys next time. Have a good night.